Hello, it's Natasha Tamara here with LBoston Collective. I'm sitting here with Nick Tambini from the Cosmic Rush Band, the lead singer of Cosmic Rush to be exact. How you doing today, Nick?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great.
I'm excited to be here, yeah.
Thank you so much for being here with us.
Of course.
We'll just get started, have a nice little conversation, learn
Sure.
a little bit about you and your band. So first tell me about Cosmic Rush. How did you guys get formed? Who's in the band? And what type of music do you do?
Yeah, so Cosmic Rush is four people. I'm the lead singer. We have bass, who also does background vocals. That's Andrew. And then Angelo is our drummer. And then Eden is our guitarist. So we formed, it's a pretty interesting story. It's not like we all kind of just sat down and said, let's start a band, let's find people. Two of the guys in the band, Andrew and Angelo, are from Peabody, Mass, and so they grew up going to school together. They took music classes from this guy named Chris, who owned a studio, and so they took lessons at that studio. They knew each other from that, but never really played together or anything like that. They just kind of knew each other peripherally. So then COVID hit. So this is fast forward. Then COVID hit, and this guy, Chris Kursker, he owned that music studio, so he said, hey, during COVID, if you need a space to just like kind of chill, keep music in your life, just jam, kind of get all this stress of the craziness of the world out, you can use our space.
It's great to have in a time of COVID. And
Absolutely.
Shut down.
Yeah.
That outlet.
So he really liked to put people together that liked similar genres, and Andrew and Angelo both very much liked just pure rock and roll. So he told them both to just go jam with each other, blow off some steam, like just have fun while the world is all shut down. So they started playing together. Now, Eden, our guitarist, is from Turkey, spent his whole life in Turkey, went to college in Turkey. He came here for an English language program. He didn't really like it. He was kind of ready to get out of here, go back to Turkey. One night, he met a girl, ended up marrying her, uprooted his whole life, left a band in Turkey, came here, and he was kind of lost without music. He's been playing guitar all day, every day for his whole life. That's just what he does. And so he didn't really have anything to do during COVID. So this studio had this virtual jam kind of thing, and he went and he was just shredding kind of way too much for like what they wanted from that. And so they said, hey, this probably isn't for you, but you should play with these other two guys that have been playing. So they started jamming together. Back up, I went to high school with my drummer, and we were just always like, we were never super close, but we were on the track team together. He did band, I was in the chorus. So we just kind of knew each other. One day, again during COVID, I'm doing nothing because there's nothing to do. He reached out and said, hey, I know you sang in high school. I was in an a cappella group in college as well. So he said, I know you've been singing for a while now. Is there any way you want to just come jam with us for something to do?
Wow.
So I was like, sure, why not? And we got together and it was just like immediate. We all got super close really quick, and we were like, we got to get out there and start gigging. Like we're pretty good.
Awesome. So
Yeah.
it's kind of like the name of your group. All the stars kind of aligned.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
got you all together.
Yeah, we're very into that kind of like that kind of cosmic alignment theme.
Is that where the name of your group came from?
Yeah, that's not like that crazy of a story. We kind of just sat down one day and said we need a name, yeah, we knew we were going for that sort of vibe, and then someone said Cosmic Rush, and we just kind of, that stuck, and then yeah, we went with it, and I'm happy we did. We're all happy we did. We like the name. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's great. That's a great story.
Yeah.
Somebody all the way from Turkey,
I know.
and his love kept him here.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Able to do that. So
Yeah.
that's great.
Sometimes because he goes back to Turkey, his whole family's there. So he'll go back for like a month at a time, so we won't practice, or we won't have the full band in practice, and then he'll come back and we'll have a gig or something. So he'll be off the plane from Turkey that day or the day after, and sometimes we've had gigs where he's been so jet lagged, so tired, and it doesn't matter. just shreds.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's amazing.
Yeah.
Now, does he bring any of the sounds of turkey or anything into the group?
Not really,
Any
no.
elements of that?
I actually mess with them, and I bring some more sounds
you
of
do
turkey
it.
than he does. But no, he was always a big fan of like Nirvana, Jimi Hendrix, all the kind of the biggest guitarists and the biggest musicians in the world, but also, you know, mostly like US based musicians anyway. So he didn't play a lot of Turkish stuff. He played a lot of you know, like I said, Hendrix, Nirvana, Arctic Monkeys, stuff like that. Yeah.
Cool. So your guys' band, I know you do some cover bands, some cover songs and some of your original songs. Do you all have an album yet, or are you working on that?
So we have a 3-song EP and a single right now on Spotify, Apple Music, anywhere that you can stream. We have a couple songs that are finished, they're just not recorded, and then we're working on 2 to 3 others right now.
What's the name of it so we can stream it?
So our EP is called Pulse Check, and the songs are Fired Up, Broken Brain, and As They Seem, and then our single is called Better Off.
Nice.
And quick shout out to Design by Field, who did the artwork for the Better Off cover. It's one of my buddies, Evan.
That's cool. And tell me maybe a little difference between performing original songs versus cover songs.
Yeah, sure. I mean, with covers, you have that familiarity. The audience already has that familiarity with the song. So they're kind of immediately all in. Once they hear that, they recognize the song, they're ready to dance, they're having fun. Whereas with an original, it's more difficult to get their attention because they don't recognize it. They don't hear anything that they've heard before. And we go back and forth kind of like announcing, hey, this is an original song. Because sometimes that just shuts people off. And they go, oh, I'm going to go get another drink. Or like, oh, I'm going to go to the bathroom or whatever. And some people just don't want to hear that, and that's fine. But then you have other people who come up and they're like, I loved your original song, someone you've never met before. And that's really cool. So we always try to play our original music, even when we're hired for like a cover show. Yeah.
That's great. Well, it's great talking to you. We're going to take a little break, and we will be back for
Sounds
more.
good.
What's going on, guys? It's Brian from B1 Photography and LBoston Collective. I apologize for the appearance, but we are in a rush right now. I got videos I got to edit. I'm trying to get to the gym. I've been working on some fire content with the creators from LBoston Collective behind the scenes. We got some fire stuff coming out for you. So in the meantime, in between time, check out this video.
There's something I'm meaning to say since the beginning of the conversation. The way you introduced me is talented. And I've heard that word a lot, especially now that I've put my art out there and I call it art. People say you're talented. I reject that.
Okay.
I don't think I'm talented. I just love crocheting. I love creating. I also I do sew, I do embroidery, a little bit of knitting, but crocheting is really my craft of choice. I do it a lot. And the more I do it, I get better and better and better at it. And I almost feel like when I think back to being a child, or even looking at my nieces and nephews, they're all very creative. I think we're all born with artists.
We are back interviewing Nick Tambini, lead singer of Cosmic Rush. So we can just jump back to what we were talking about
Sure.
with the original songs versus the cover songs. So with the original songs, do you write them? Does your whole band write them, or you focus on it? Or
Yeah,
what's the process?
It's a very collaborative process. I mean, we're all kind of the experts in our individual area. So I tend to write, the vocal melody, and then the lyrics are my bassist and I, and then guitar will write guitar, drums will write drums. But then we'll kind of bring everything to the table, and anyone can say anything that they feel about any certain part. We're all very open with each other. No one's afraid to say, hey, I don't really like how that sounds. Can you try it like this, or anything like that? We're really experimental. We love to try things, even if we don't think they're gonna sound good. We try it, and sometimes that's like come out with some really cool stuff. But yeah, lyrics is mostly my basis and I. Yeah.
And for you yourself, how long have you been singing? Tell me about your background in singing.
Sure. Yeah, I've been singing since I can remember. I've been singing and performing since I was really little. I was fortunate to have a musical brain, so I've always been able to sing. Since I could talk, I could also carry a melody. It comes very natural to me, which again I'm very lucky for. But yeah, so I was singing my whole life, elementary school and choir and all that stuff. They had me do the plays as well, because guys who can sing are pretty rare. Especially, I'm from North Reading, Massachusetts, which isn't a super big town, so guys who can sing are kind of rare. So they're like, you need to do a musical, please. Like, yeah. So I was doing musicals in 3rd grade and everything like that, just like little cute kid musicals or whatever. And then all through high school, I was in the choir. We had a pretty decent choir and had a really good choir director. We sang at Carnegie Hall, Lincoln Center in New York, so we were cool. We were more like a kind of jazz / concert choir, which was fun. But that wasn't really my preferred style of singing. It was very classical, very technical, whereas I was looking for more of that kind of free singing. In college, I went to the University of Connecticut, and I joined an a cappella group there. That's actually where I met my wife, so shout out Jess. But yeah, I was in an a cappella group for 4 years. We were a competitive group. We were ranked the top 10 in the Northeast on the year that we did the ICCA, which is just the national or international, I guess, a cappella competition. It's basically like Pitch Perfect, but in real life.
Yes, that's cool.
So that really helped get more of that kind of like free singing. It was much more loose, but at the same time still very technical, and that also helped level up my performance for sure. Stage presence, performance, all that. I had a couple solos while I was in the group, and so being on stage, having kind of that whole song to yourself, that wasn't something that I was used to growing up too much. So that kind of helped develop me into a better performer. And then I graduated, and I was kind of lost musically until I found this band. I didn't really know, kind of what was next for me. So I was just like, messing around on the piano, doing some just like, I don't know, random songwriting, but nothing official or anything like that, nothing focused. And then joining this band now, it's just leveled me up to a whole new level with performance, with songwriting, with just being in that musical mind, appreciating other musicians as well. Rock was not my most listened to genre. Throughout basically my whole life, I listened to more kind of like R&B, hip hop, soul, stuff like that. And so singing rock was also kind of a unique challenge. But it was so fun because singing rock is so free. We talked about that kind of freedom in singing. You're not restrained whatsoever, especially when you're singing songs by like the Chili Peppers. They're so wacky and just crazy, and Aerosmith and like all this stuff. You can really just like go out there, like, let loose, put your all into that, put your all into that song. Yeah. So it's just been an incredible experience thus far.
That's great.
Yeah.
It seems like you're really having a good time with it.
Yeah.
And just learning your field and where you want to focus on.
Yeah.
So what is your end goal? Where do you see yourself in, whether it's solo or the band, and just even just a couple years?
Yeah, sure. So we had a conversation at the end of the year, kind of where we're going, what our plans are. Is this a long-term thing for all of us? Kind of like a relationship chat, right? Like, how are we feeling? Everyone good?
Check in.
Yeah, exactly. Do we see this going anywhere? But we've been together for 5 or 6 years now. So we all know each other really well, and we really trust each other to communicate openly. And like if we're feeling, you know, a certain way, we can always talk to each other. So anyway, yeah, we had kind of a sit down. You know, how do we feel? What's our next step? We really want to write more original music. I think there's kind of this untapped market that we haven't broken into with the kind of more, you know, local music, underground music scene, where, you know, we have 4 songs out on streaming platforms. We have a couple more that we could play, but even that's cracking like 30 minutes of original music. We really want to go for that 45 minutes to an hour, kind of that like album length of music, so we could start playing at showcases or where we can really be an original band and not just the cover band who also plays some cool originals, but for the most part, it's people, you know, at a bar who are just going out for a drink, who are listening to us. So definitely write more original music. Long-term goal, we would love to like open for one of the bigger bands at some of the cool venues around here.
Yeah.
Obviously, like MGM would be so cool. It's such a beautiful venue. But even like House of Blues is another kind of, that would be a pretty high goal for us in a few years. We know we're not gonna be there immediately, but we're gonna keep working towards something like that.
It's a great goal to have.
Yeah.
So definitely keep it up. I know you guys are gonna get there. I'm gonna take one more break, and we're going to come back with Nick Tambini.
All right.
The Bible says your gift will make room for you.
It will.
It will make, and it's made room for me.
We are back again, wrapping it up with Nick Tambini. Sorry,
You good?
I'm not trying to butcher your name,
No,
but
take
I
it.
got it.
good.
We are back again with Nick Tambini, wrapping it up. So Nick, let me know one thing about you that people may not know.
Okay. Yeah, people see me as just like the singer of the band. People actually see the band as, you know, just the band. So I'll do one for me, and then I'll do one kind of about the whole band. One for me is I'm also a blue belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Wow.
It's, you know, just as much of an art as singing. It's martial arts, but yeah, it's just as much of an art as singing. It's really interesting. There's a certain rhythm to it that's different than music, but they both kind of go really well together, and they work really well together kind of in my brain.
Okay.
So yeah, it's so much fun doing that
stay
as
focused with your craft and creative, and how does that
Yeah, I
intertwine?
mean, it definitely helps clear my mind. You know, when you're grappling, you can't think about anything else. You're always defending. You're always, you know, attacking. You're in that moment right there. There's nothing else on your mind, and that translates very well to being on stage. You know, if I'm thinking about, I don't know, like, oh, I gotta file my taxes while I'm singing, the emotion's not gonna come through. Nothing's gonna come through correctly. You have to be, you know, very present, very in the moment for both Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and being on stage. And then for the band, we're actually we all have kind of, I don't know about unexpected careers, but people see us as musicians. But you know, one of us is an X-ray safety officer at Boston Children's. One of us does research for a pharmaceutical company. One of us owns a pharmacy, and then one of us is a pilot. So we have all kind of like big jobs as well. And people think like these are our side gigs, which is so funny because these are like salaried careers. But they see us as those musicians in those moments because I guess that's what we are to them, to the audience. So it's funny that, you know, we have these kind of, I don't know, real quote unquote jobs as well that people don't really.
Your hobby.
Yeah, it's like yeah, exactly. Yeah, like my hobby is a side gig of owning a pharmacy or whatever. So yeah.
That's great. That's little fun facts. So about your group more and yourself, tell me some things that motivate you all. Tell me some people that have inspired yourself and your group so far.
Sure. Yeah. So I mean, the number one musical inspiration that I have is Daniel Caesar. He's an R&B artist. He's been my favorite artist, I don't even know, since freshman year of college maybe. So at that point, we're going on like 10, 11 years. I'm aging myself here, but yeah, just he's so creative, he's so innovative. He doesn't do exactly what you expect to come next musically, and I think that's super interesting. His riffs and his runs are just so gorgeous and perfectly imperfect, and even though I'm singing rock music, I do try to bring some of that R&B influence as well. So, you know, if you come to one of our shows, you will hear me doing some riffs, doing some runs where they're maybe not in the original, if it's a cover song, or if they're in our own songs, you'll hear some R&B influence. As far as the band goes, definitely like Chili Peppers and Jimi Hendrix are kind of our top two inspirations musically. And then I mentioned him before, but kind of a soft mentor of ours is Chris Kersker, the guy who I mentioned earlier, who owned the music studio and kind of is responsible for us coming together. He's served as a mentor. You know, we've had some sit downs with him to just talk about the industry, talk about, you know, kind of how to move forward and where to go and what we should be focusing on.
And he's from the industry. So.
Yeah, so he was in a touring band. I can't remember the name of his band right now. He's not in it anymore. But he toured internationally, so he has a lot of experience as a very successful musician. So he's an excellent resource to have, and yeah, he's been really helpful.
That's great. You always need those people in your corner.
Absolutely, yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
So just to wrap it up, I mean, LBoston Collective we strive to, you know, give voices to people to understand them and to let their voices be heard. So how important to you is it that your voice is heard?
I mean, I think it's very important that my voice is heard, that everybody's voice is heard. And I think through music, having your voice heard is a way to connect to everybody. A lot of the songs we sing, you know, all the topics of these songs that we sing have been experienced by everybody, have been felt by everybody. All the emotions that go into those songs are felt by everybody in the audience as well. So having your voice heard is a way to connect. I mean, connection is the key to everything, right? Connection, communication. So having my voice heard and being able to connect to the audience is super important. It makes the whole performance a lot better, as opposed to just, all right, they're playing good music. No, if we can make you feel something with our voice, then you know, it's a whole different experience.
That's great. That's great. All right, Nick, this has been a pleasure. Please let us know where we can find yourself and your band, where we can check out your music, where we can see a performance. Let us know it all.
Absolutely. Yeah, thanks for doing this. This was great. So you can follow the band at Cosmic Rush Official on Instagram, and you can find us at Cosmic Rush on all streaming platforms. You can find all of our original music, Spotify, Apple Music, SoundCloud, I believe, as well. So wherever you stream music, we'll be on there. Like I said, we have 4 original songs right now. We have 2 more that are done that we just haven't recorded, and then hopefully we're going to write a bunch more this year. We play gigs all up and down the North Shore in Boston, so sometimes you'll see us at Bill's Bar in Lansdowne by Fenway, maybe in Cambridge at the Cantab Lounge. We also play up in Gloucester at Drift. We play in Salem at Brody's. We play in Peabody at the Bell Inn and Tavern. So anyway, we'll be all around. We actually don't have any gigs on the schedule right now. A few guys in the band have some kind of big life events coming up. One of my band members is getting married, and you know, there's just a lot going on. So we're not doing any gigs right now, but definitely keep your eyes open. Later in the year, we plan to kind of make up for that slow first quarter or first half of the year, and just crush gigs for the end of the year for sure. So follow us on Instagram. We always post about our upcoming gigs. We also do private events as well. So if you're having a backyard party and you want you want some good rock and roll music, we've done 4 or 5 of those now, and those have all been a blast, just so much fun. So yeah, if you want to hire us for those as well, let us know, send us a DM. Our email is cosmicrushofficial@gmail.com if you want to email us. And I think that should be about it.
That's great. Well, again, Nick, thank you so much for being with us today. Check him out, his group, Cosmic Rush. Definitely check out LBoston Collective. Follow us on all the streaming platforms. Again, my name is Natasha Tamara, and we will see you next time.